last time on Suikoden, we spent a really long time trying to find the Hermit Lucan, and then Milk Oppenheimer just captured him in front of us. And I do mean, like, right in front of us. It was really embarrassing for all parties, including Milk, because he really could have been doing something better. So we're on the 3rd floor, but because the castle renovated, Matthew's not here anymore. For the time being, this is a very big, empty room that doesn't serve many purposes. We've still got the tablet and the map there, but other than that, not too much. Basically, all the important characters' living quarters have been put up to floor 4. So, Matthew, we kinda fucked up. A lot. And Matthew went off to find his giant wooden horse. Oh, so Matthew also knows Milk Oppenheimer's name from that place. Well, alright then. Matthew's not telling us what the plan is, but we don't really have anything else to do. Kimberly's an or ante, whatever. He won't change our party out, so let's talk to Sanchez. No, unfortunately, it's not wine time. We are, of course, going to be taking out Gen and Commando from the party, because I'm not really going to use them. I'll put them on the poll if anybody wants to see them later, but I want Pawn and Fusulu back, because they were the characters we voted for, and why would we not want to see the man dressed as a tiger? Alright, so, little bit of readjusting later, and we're going to teleport to Tan. Oh, sorry, Anti. I keep forgetting the town names. They're constantly changing, and also I was introduced to them all at once. So yeah, this isn't Tan, it's Ante. So we talked to Kimberly. Okay, so Kimberly's Knuckles then. So wait, Matthew knows Kimberly. That means he wrote a letter to a person that in all likelihood he knew was illiterate. What a dick! No wonder Odessa didn't want to speak to him. Yeah, Flick's kinda newly widowed. Oh, well, okay, I didn't know Victor was... I didn't know Victor was his keeper, but alright, well, Flick's gonna have a date, and then Kimberly's gonna do a thing, I guess. Is this like a fetish thing, or what? Flick, you were just the worst at tea parties. Okay, so after reading Water Margin, I'm really surprised that's tea. Because, like, everyone drinks wine in Water Margin. It's just all wine all the time. And unsurprisingly, the characters get drunk a lot. Albert Wesker? Albert's Actually, that's the only Oh, wait, no. Wait, no, he's an Alderbert. Darn it. I was gonna say Steiner. Oh well, anyway, Kimberly joins. She's a playable character, but she leaves for the time being. The next character, on the other hand, isn't playable. So, why don't we look for him? If we check out the inn, there's actually a new dancer here to replace Mina. And I feel really bad for her, because all of the townspeople are just like, yeah, I mean, she's alright, but I don't know, I'd prefer Mina. I feel so bad for her. I guess I'm supposed to hate the generic dancer because, like, she says she's the world's best dancer and therefore she's conceited or something, but, like, I don't know. I don't care. She's a dancer. She's still got a unique sprite. I'm sure she's still a good dancer. Oh well, we don't even know her name. Either way, though, that's not who we were looking for, and, well, there aren't really many other places to go in town other than this large house that had no one in it before, but now it has this guy. Hello, yes, look at my name tag, it says Albert because I'm Albert. Who's this Tesla? He sounds like he's been blamed for electrocuting an elephant to death or something, I don't know. Oingo Onyx. Wow, you're stupendously bad at this. Like, does he still call himself Tesla? Because you'd think if he had started a new life, he'd be used to calling himself Albert Onyx by this point. Tesla, you're just awful at this. Alright, so Tesla's a former criminal, but he couldn't take the pressure and he decided to leave. I can see why. Well, I mean, he kind of was a criminal of some sort, and technically speaking, so are we, I guess. And also, you know, we've met bandits that we like. And, you know, we recruited a few as well. You know, we have Vargas and Sidonia. I mean, we haven't used them, so it's been ages since I've ever acknowledged them, but they're still here. Oh man, I'm still not used to that. Alright, Matthew, so what are you doing here? And they did what exactly? Oh, well, that's simple enough. Personally, I thought they were going to make a catapult. Alright, we can get through Sunair Prison, and I'm sure there won't be any battles whatsoever. I mean, we just show everyone these fake orders and we'll be good to go. Yeah, don't worry. I mean, I'm sure Milk is keeping him alive. He really doesn't have any reason to. I mean, Lucan is the only person who can make an antidote to his poison, but, I mean, if he kills him, that would make him a really bad person, and I'm sure he wants the moral victory. Okay, we've got to hurry up. We're going to go off to Tayan this time instead of Ante, and I do mean Tayan. Right? Yeah, Tayan. Alright, so this is the point at which, if you went around the map unlocking locations, you can just go right to Sunair Prison, no problem. I didn't do that, but whatever, it's not a big deal. It's honestly not a big walk either. It's down south over here, south of Scarlatetia Castle, by the way, in case you were wondering where that was. Actually, it's a little bit southeast, actually. Yeah, probably. This is kind of a really bad translation. Anyway, we know we need to collect that opal for Esmeralda. So we're gonna have to get that as well in the middle of our jailbreak. Alright, you suspicious group of 6 people who look a lot like the rebels I've been hearing about, you've got those orders. No one in the world could do a forgery. I mean, there was that Tesla guy, but another guy named Albert Onyx told me he was dead, and I believe him. Anyway, though, this is actually a really nice little area right here. Okay, so we have the Viper Man, which is the best name, and 3 Delphs. Viper Man on his own can attack, but it's nothing impressive. His main ability, of course, is sending these snakes that are in those urns to attack us. Which, you could probably guess that was the point, but yeah. Viper Man is one of the many beast commanding units, I guess you could say. Oh, I love the way that base scoots, it's adorable. Alright, and that takes care of that. None of them are particularly difficult, especially since I have level 12 weapons, but like, I don't know, that guy's just really easy. You shouldn't have too much trouble with him at all, especially if you aim for Viper Man. He's in the back, but as you can see, I had the clone rune on Victor. If you did the same, you should be able to kill him without any trouble. Alright, so, we've got red slimes. I honestly can't really think of anything too difficult about these guys. I mean, I think they can attack the back row like I thought the blue slimes could, but again, I'm not entirely sure about that. I don't think they actually drop fire rune pieces, though. Nope, Hexdoll, Chinese dish, and bonsai, so it's only identifiable items. Which, that's kind of disappointing. The blue slimes were a lot more impressive for that, because, you know, they dropped water rune pieces, which are really nice. That was very handy. Fortunately, we don't have access to those guys. Oh, I think that's actually our first old book, isn't it? We don't have any use for that at the moment, but we will later. So, now we enter the dungeon proper. Okay, so these are nightmares. These are the enemies we have to fight for the opal, which, by the way, the opal has a 2.61% chance of dropping, so better than the nameless urn, I'll give it that. They're magic-based enemies, meaning they can do a lot of damage. Whatever they land on determines what their spell is. If they get the droplet, that's a healing for them. But only for one guy. It didn't heal his friend, who I think took more damage. Either way, though, it doesn't matter, because they're all dead. Simple enough, right? Though they can do a bit of damage, so do be careful when grinding on them for getting that opal. Oh, and by the way, I got it first try. God damn. Oh, I was incredibly mad and happy all at once. That was, like, if I weren't recording, I would have had to take a break after seeing that. First fucking nightmares I find, I get the opal. And this wasn't a second take or anything, no, this was my first visit to this place. And I got that. Maybe that's the game's way of making up for earlier when the nameless urn took far too long to get, but like, holy shit. I was planning on, like, using this episode to rant on how much I hate random drops. But then that happened. I had to change the threads title for this episode as well. Just a little bit, but yeah, it made less sense when I got the opal on the first go. Anyway, 3 veteran soldiers. We've been seeing these guys since the Kobold Village fight, and there are only 3 of them here. By this point, they're nothing. Veteran soldiers are about as tough as the original soldiers were, just a few encounters after meeting them, which is to say they suck a lot. Anyway, I don't know why we didn't show the fake orders to these guys. The orders must have just gotten us in, but I guess they don't give us access to the actual prison. Either that or these guys are super paranoid. Suspicious character, singular. Alright, so another 3 of these guys. They're no problem. Which is why I skipped it. No one leveled up because they're not worth that much experience by this point. Anyway, a couple optional items we can get. Well, I want that treasure chest. Oh, and this one actually has more soldiers. So they care more about the treasure chests than just, like, the people who want to get into the prison. I think I'm gonna skip this as well, though, because even with the dudes in the back, this isn't really terribly interesting. Though I will say that formation does actually work out pretty well, just because their long-ranged units are in the back. You know, like they should be. Actually, that's not that interesting. That is literally just, hey, the enemies are in a formation that works in Suikoden, the game they're in. Which is good. I'm glad they have the basics down. They're still not worth that much EXP. Alright, so, in the first chest we have a half helmet. These are alright. Half helmets are still pretty good, even though not many characters can use them. So, yeah, it's good to just have one for free. So these guys are terrified of fighting us, probably because we did just kill the guards over there, and their formation is barely different, so, as they suspected, that didn't go well for them at all. So from here we get the sound setting 0, another thing we can't use yet. So the only unguarded cell is the one with the guy we're looking for. So if you don't want to mess with the quote-unquote tougher fights of Sonier Prison, if we're strictly speaking veteran soldiers, then yeah, you can just go straight to Lucan. That being said, I do really love Lucan's. Lucan right here is pretty great. I love that bit at the beginning. Fuck all y'all, just kill me now, I don't give a shit. Alright, so we've saved Lucan. Let's get the hell out of here. Now, I would just skip straight back, but I guess I'll give the half rant since everything went well after all. Random drops are still really bad, and honestly, it's kind of disappointing that Suikoden uses them, because it does so many other things right. I mean, sure, it still uses random battles, which isn't everyone's cup of tea, but, like, most of the mechanics are really good. Like, they're a major improvement over older games, and even for the time, they were just extremely good, quality of life type of stuff. You know, it's all really helpful, it's all good ideas, it keeps the pace of the game moving along. With the exception of random drops. They kept, like, the worst RPG mechanic, and as you might expect, it generally does bog down the pace of the game. Completely unnecessary, and excuse me, what are you doing here? Excuse me, it's snuck in. Got him. Okay, we're leaving now. Yeah, we should have done that in the first place. Let's kick his ass, he's alone. Okay, so let's say we just both leave. You want to do that? We could just both leave, call it a draw for today. We'll go fight at Scarlatisha Castle. Oh, Sportsvagony. Lovely. Oh, no, I didn't know that. That's a pretty fun fact. I'm glad we could learn that. Okay, maybe we should leave. Flick, I think it's kind of predictable, and I think it's why we should leave right now. Oh dear. Yeah, I'd say let's maybe leave right now. Let's leave him with these man-eating oh, no, we're not gonna do that? Okay. Oh, well, shit. That's not good. Where do we run to?